What if I told you that one of the wealthiest men in history, a billionaire by today's standards, was also one of the most humble saints to ever walk the earth? Most people know him as a caliph, but few talk about his brilliant business mind. Today, we are diving into the practical secrets of Uthman ibn Affan. We aren't just looking at his wealth, we are looking at his strategy. But before we start, let's look at 5 powerful words that will help you understand his story. Philanthropy, the desire to promote the welfare of others expressed by the generous donation of money. Monopoly, the exclusive possession or control of the supply of a commodity or service. Revenue, the total income produced by a given source. Strategic, relating to the identification of long-term aims and the means of achieving them. Diversification, the process of shifting an economy or portfolio towards a more varied range of products or assets. Uthman ibn Affan did not just happen upon wealth. He built it through a consistent professional code. In a world where many traders cheated, Uthman built his reputation on honesty and high-volume sales. His business philosophy was simple but powerful. He avoided greed. He preferred to make a small profit on many items rather than a huge profit on a single item. This kept his revenue consistent and his customers loyal. One of the most famous examples of his strategic genius is the story of the Well of Ruma. When the Muslims migrated to Medina, they faced a water crisis. A local man owned the only freshwater well and held a total monopoly, charging the people exorbitant prices. Uthman didn't just offer to buy the well. He offered a deal that was hard to refuse. He bought 50% of the well, suggesting that he and the owner take turns. One day for Uthman and one day for the owner. On Uthman's day, he allowed everyone to take water for free. Naturally, on the owner's day, no one came to buy water because they had stored enough the day before. The owner's business model collapsed, and he eventually sold the rest of the well to Uthman at a much lower price. Uthman used his business intellect to break a monopoly and serve the community. Uthman was a pioneer of diversification. He invested in international trade, real estate, and agriculture. His caravans traveled across borders, bringing back goods that met the actual needs of the market. He understood the laws of supply and demand. By spreading his investments across different sectors, he ensured that even if one caravan failed, his overall wealth remained secure. He was a hands-on leader. Even as a wealthy man, he personally supervised his accounts. He was known to be a tough negotiator, but a generous giver. He proved that being a professional and being a person of faith are not two different things. They are one and the same. Because Uthman used his professional skills to solve the community's biggest problems, like fully equipping the army of hardship, the Prophet Muhammad gave him a unique promise of paradise. It wasn't just a reward for his money, it was a reward for his sincerity and his willingness to use his worldly success for a higher purpose. Uthman ibn Affan's story is a lesson for every modern professional. He showed us that you can be a billionaire without losing your soul. He showed us that philanthropy is most effective when it is backed by a strategic mind. Today, over 1,400 years later, there are still hotels and bank accounts in Saudi Arabia registered in his name, with profits still going to the poor. That is the ultimate definition of a successful business, one that never stops giving. Thank you for listening. Try to use one of our 5 new words in a comment below to practice your English.